Hello everyone, welcome to another video of the Smart Tutoring. In this video, we are discussing important multiple choice questions for CBSE Class 10 Science First Term Board Examination. This video is the second part of the chapter Metals and Non-Metals. Here are the questions. First one, the compounds formed by transfer of electrons from a metal to a non-metal is known as option A covalent compounds, B ionic compound, C both A and B, D none of these. Here the correct option is option B ionic compounds. Ionic compounds are formed by the transfer of electrons from a metal to a non-metal. Question number 2. What is the pH of the metal oxides which are formed by the reaction between metals and oxygen? Option A less than 7, B greater than 7, C equal to 7, D none of these. Here the correct option is option B greater than 7. That is, metal oxides are basic in nature and the pH of the basic solution is greater than 7. Question number 3. Which is the most ductile metal? Option A Mercury, B sodium, C Aluminium, D gold. Here the correct option is option D gold. Question number 4. The process of forming a thick layer of aluminium oxide on aluminium particles by electrolysis to protect them from further oxidation. Option A anodizing, B rusting, C galvanization, D reduction. Here the correct option is option A anodizing. Anodizing is the process of forming a thick layer of aluminium oxide on aluminium particles by the process of electrolysis to protect them from further oxidation. Question number 5. Which of the following are not ionic compounds? HCl, CCl4, NaCl and KCl. Here the correct option is option C 192. That is HCl and CCl4. Ionic compounds are formed by the transfer of electrons from a metal to a non-metal. Here the ionic compounds are sodium chloride and potassium chloride. The first two compounds have no metals in them. Question number 6. An element reacts with oxygen to give a compound with a high melting point. This compound is also soluble in water. Identify the element. Option A carbon, B iron, C nitrogen, D calcium. Here the correct option is option D calcium. Calcium reacts with oxygen to form calcium oxide which has high melting point. Also calcium oxide dissolve in water to form calcium hydroxide. Question number 7. What happens when a pellet of sodium dropped in water? Option A it absorbs heat and forms oxide. Option B, it releases heat and forms oxide. Option C, it catches fire and forms hydroxide. Option D, it absorbs heat and forms hydroxide. Here the correct option is option C, it catches fire and forms hydroxide. Sodium reacts with water to form sodium oxide and hydrogen. This is highly exothermic reaction and therefore the evolved hydrogen catches fire and the sodium oxide dissolve in water to form sodium hydroxide. Question number 8. When calcium oxide is added to water, it dissolves completely in water without forming bubbles. What are the products formed? Option A calcium and oxygen, B calcium and water, C calcium and hydrogen, D calcium hydroxide. Here the correct option is option D calcium hydroxide. Question number 9. Which of the following oxides are neutral? Carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide. Here the correct option is option C 2 and 4. That is carbon monoxide and nitrogen oxide. These two oxides are neutral. That means they have no acidic or basic behavior. Question number 10. Which of the following metal does not react with cold water, hot water or steam? Option A calcium, B magnesium, C iron, D silver. Here the correct option is option D, Ag or silver. Question number 11. How many electrons does chlorine have in its outermost shell? Option A 7, option B 2, option C 6, option D 1. Here the correct option is option A 7. The atomic number of chlorine is 17. Electronic configuration is 287. and the outermost shell has 7 electrons. Question number 12. Most malleable metals are option A gold and silver, B gold and sodium, C silver and sodium, D magnesium and sodium. Here the correct option is option A gold and silver. Question number 13. Ionic compounds are solids and somewhat hard because option A the weak force of attraction between positive and negative ions, option B the strong force of attraction between positive and negative ions, C both A and B, D neither A nor B. Here the correct option is option B the strong force of attraction between positive and negative ions. Question number 14. The most reactive metal in the reactivity series is option A iron, B sodium, C calcium, D potassium. Here the correct option is option D potassium. Reactivity series is the series of metals based on their reactivity from the highest to the lowest. In this series, potassium is the most reactive metal and gold is the least reactive metal. Question number 15. Which of the following metal does not react with cold water but react with hot water? Option A calcium, B magnesium, C sodium, D iron. Here the correct option is option B magnesium. Magnesium does not react with cold water but it reacts with hot water to form magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. The hydrogen bubbles will stick on the surface of the magnesium and thus magnesium will start floating. Question number 16. What are the products formed when a non-metal is allowed to react with water? Option A carbon dioxide gas is formed. Option B hydrogen gas is formed. Option C products formed depend on the nature of reactants. Option D no products are formed. Here the correct option is option D no products are formed. That is non-metals do not react with water. Question number 17. Generally metals react with acids to form salt and hydrogen gas. Which of the following acid does not react with the metals except manganese and magnesium to evolve hydrogen gas? Option A hydrochloric acid, B nitric acid, C sulphuric acid, D methanoic acid. Here the correct option is option B nitric acid. Nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent, so it oxidizes the evolved hydrogen immediately to water and itself get reduced to nitrogen dioxide or nitrogen trioxide. But magnesium and manganese react with very dilute HNO3 or nitric acid to evolve hydrogen gas. Question number 18. Aqua is a freshly prepared mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio of option A 1:3, option B 1:2, option C 3:1, option D 2:1. Here the correct option is option C 3:1. That is, aqua regia is a freshly prepared mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1. It can dissolve gold and platinum in it. Question number 19. Which one of the following metals would be displaced from the solution of its salt by other metals? Option A magnesium, B zinc, C silver, D copper. Here the correct option is option C silver. Other three metals can displace silver from its salt solution. Question number 20. Magnesium and manganese react with very dilute nitric acid to evolve option A oxygen, B hydrogen, C chlorine, D carbon dioxide. Here the correct option is option B hydrogen. When nitric acid reacts with other metals, hydrogen gas will not be evolved because nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent and it will oxidizes the hydrogen formed into water. Now it is the end of this video. We will discuss more questions in the next part. Please like, share, comment the video. Please do subscribe the channel and enable the bell icon. Then you will get the notification when I am uploading the next video. Thank you for watching.